We're trying to shut this thing down and drain the place of beer. That's our goal. All right. Yeah, give me a cue when we're going live and we'll start. We're live right now. All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. This is the third stop on the brewery tour here, Tracklandia Portland Track Brewery Tour, and we're at Culmination Brewing, and this is co-hosted by the Rose City Track Club. Let's make some noise. Here comes the train. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. So we've got the Portland Thorns FC defender Emily Menges in the house as well. She's our featured guest for tonight. Make a lot of noise too. We can make a lot of noise tonight in this fabulous location. I'm drinking a hurricane party right now. Lauren's drinking a hurricane party, too. Lauren will be up here pretty soon. Emily's drinking Santa sauce, if you have to ask. Anyway, let's get moving here. All right, so we got the Rose City here, and we've got the Portland Thorns represented. Rose City till I die, Rose City till I die. Nobody's gonna join in here? That's, all right, we'll save it. We'll save it for later, cool. Okay, first, before we get to the guests, we got a few housekeeping items. So, Flash, we've been talking about it for a couple months now, all right? So we've got all the photo submissions in. For those of you who don't know what Flash is, it's our annual Portland Track photography showcase. First one happened last year, and now we made it a competition for the best track photos of 2022. We've had over 100 submissions, I'm told, and we have 5 judges that are deliberating right now on the short list. We're gonna pick the top 10 photos for action, portraits and stills, and abstracts and landscapes for the 2022 track season. And then from there, we'll pick the top 3, the judges will, because I'm not a judge. They didn't let me do it. And then from there, we will pick the winners of each of those categories, and those winners will receive $250. And then from those 3 photos, we'll pick the photo of the year. They'll pick the photo of the year, because I'm not a judge. And that winner will get an extra $250. So supporting photographers here, that's a big thing that we like to do here at Portland Track, is support the creators in the sport as well as the athletes. And somebody's food is ready right now. All right. But big thank you to our partners for that event, Bynum Sports. Here is Oregon, the Oregonian, Tracktown USA, 10 Barrel Brewing, Black Women Photographers, and the Timbers and Thorns. Got a lot of great people contributing to this event, and it's really cool to see because track's a beautiful sport, and I always say that photography has done more than many mediums to shoot that around the world. What's this? Baseball had radio, football had TV, and track has photography. Very special thing. Okay, let's move on here. The Oregon State Cross-Country Championships happened, and I'm not talking about the high school ones, I'm talking about the USATF Championships. So congrats to the BTC Elite for taking the team titles on the men's and women's side. They sandbagged the whole Red Lizard series the entire year, and then just came in full squad last event and sweep the titles there. So maybe we'll have to figure that out next year. But good on them for doing that. And a big thanks to Team Red Lizard, too, for hosting that series. They do a great job every year. Big supporters. All right. Next item on the agenda before we get to our guests. Portland OTQs in the marathon. We know that we have 2 of them. Well, we had 2 of them at our last event. So we have Caitlin Peel, who OTQ'd in Berlin, and we have Teresa Haley, who OTQ'd in Chicago. And our most recent OTQer now, Scotty Fobs-Fobble. He ran 2:13 in New York City and was the ninth place overall top American in the field. Calls Portland home. We're very proud to have him. Right now, he's not here. He's in Palm Springs and soaking up the sun. It's his Rumspringa, I think. It's always sunny in Portland. But those are our 3. We're going to keep adding to the list. And now we know that the Olympic Trials Marathon will be in Orlando, Florida. So everybody who qualifies can say, I'm going to Disney World. Caitlin, you ready? I'm going to Disney World. Just shout it. Teresa? Yeah! All right. So now, we could be sending a lot more people to Orlando and Disney World pretty soon because CIM is coming up on December 4th, California International Marathon down in Sacramento, and we're sending a squad down there from Portland. They should have our own. Yeah, we should have our own airplane going. Alaska Airlines flying straight from PDX to Sacramento. Let's do it. So we've got Peter Bromka, Amanda Phillips, Tara Welling, Sarah Ryder, Chris Yates, Chris Maxwell, Jacob Kinsella, Fiona Fallon, Alyssa Barrett, Carolyn Austin, Heather Laptalo, Marla Smith, and Haley McKean. And they're all in the USATF championships and seeded fields, so even more than that going down. But we could be adding a lot more notches to the belt here for Portland, sending them to Orlando. Let's see. What else do we have here before we bring on our guest? Oh yeah, we'll be going down as well. Right. The Tracklandia crew will be going down to CIM, and we'll be doing a pre-show down there. We always do the bib reveal and the elite press conference at the convention. So if you're down there, come see us. And then we'll be doing a post-show straight from the Sutter Club. Everybody's gonna have spit all over their faces and they're exhausted, eating bacon and eggs in that room, but it'll be a fun time. We'll do a recap of the race that unfolded from Folsom to Sacramento, and then we'll talk to a few people who ran it. But also, we want you to know, I'm gonna try to pick up this iPad while holding the microphone. We will be doing race predictions as well for the USATF Marathon Championships held in Sacramento on the CIM course. And what you can do, starting this weekend, you can go to trackland.com and pick, we have men's USATF Championship, so you select that. Go to next. And we have an entire list here of the championship field. And so when you want to pick your contenders, you go, hey, I think I want Noah Droddy in there. And you select Noah Droddy. And then Brendan Gregg. Maybe you go, who do we have here? Maybe there's a Johnny Rutford and a Zach Ornelas. So you have your 3 here, and you want to pick top 10. And then here you can drag and drop from there. So yeah, pick your top 10, and then you can share it on social media. There will be prizes for this, too. Valuable prizes yet to be announced. I hear that they might be Taylor Swift tickets, so everybody should do it. And check that out. So you pick the men's and women's fields there, and it'll be a fun time. All right. Without further ado, let's bring up the president of the Rose City Track Club, Lauren Ross. Please come up to the front. Oh, I was gonna cheers you with the microphone. You're drinking the Hurricane Party as well, right?
Is this thing on?
It is.
I am drinking the Hurricane Party. Have you ever been to a Hurricane Party?
No. What is that? Is that a Houston thing?
Houston, New Orleans, like the whole Gulf Coast. When a hurricane is coming through, you just have everyone over. You know, there's really nothing you can do at some point. You gotta come over. You gotta eat all the food that's in the fridge. You gotta party a little bit. You stop worrying.
Wait, this is a party that you have to clean out your fridge before you have to evacuate for a hurricane?
No. You're not going to evacuate. You'll be there, but you know the power is going out.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's dark, but I like it.
It's just the way it is, man.
All right. Well, let's. Hopefully, we never have to have a hurricane party here in Portland.
I sure hope not.
Yeah, the Willamette is strong, and yeah, it's trustworthy, so we don't have to worry about that.
I hope so. Yeah.
Lauren, I would say that, well, off of the marathon qualifiers here, because we were just talking about it.
Okay.
When the women's OTQ was just sliced to from 245 to 237, you had one of my favorite responses ever. The post that you put up was like the Mean Girls in the car with Rachel McAdams driving it, and it just said, "Get in, losers. We're running 237."
Yeah, we're breaking 237.
Oh, we're breaking 237. Yeah.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. I love that.
Yeah. I think, a lot of us had speculated for a really long time about what were they going to change the OTQ to, because we knew they were going to change it, right? There were 500 women in Atlanta, they were going to change the OTQ time. And I think a lot of us thought it would be like 2:42 or 2:40 or something like that. Not 2:37. And there was a moment of like, oh shit.
It's hurricane party time.
We got to have a hurricane party. But then, I mean, really, nothing changes. You know, they could make it 2:25 and the process would still be the same. And I think something that's really special about marathoning in the US right now, especially all of the women, like we know each other and we support each other. And like that's why I like it so much. You know, you make so many friends. And we're all in it together. Like Portland is probably the best place to live to be doing this because there are so many women. And actually,
that's what I say.
Your CIM list was a little bit incomplete because we have some new Portlanders.
It was, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
we have some new Portlanders here tonight. So
shout
we
'em
have
out.
Rachel Peterson is somewhere over there. I think she'll be running CIM, I believe. But also Ali Sheikh just moved here on Sunday. She has been to a hurricane party for sure. We lived in Houston at the same time, and I expect her to run really fast at CIM. So keep your eyes out for that girl.
Okay.
She's gonna be blazing.
Get in, loser.
Yeah, get in, loser. We're going.
We're going under 2:37. So, Rose City Track Club
Yes.
is a great group in Portland too, and I think like I like it a lot because you have all these great runs that you put on, and you're very inclusive of the entire community too, which is something that we really like at Portland Track, the greatest track city in the country.
The greatest.
The greatest. But yeah, you do Foodie Friday, you do Big Fun Long Run. I mean, I'm a Foodie Friday guy, Foodie 4-miler. I don't do the Foodie 6-miler.
You know, sometimes the 4 is just what you need.
I'm working up to it. Yeah.
4 miles and a croissant. You know, it's the Portland way.
It is, and a cappuccino.
Ooh, a cappuccino?
I'm fancy.
Wow.
But yeah, I think, well, back to Rose City.
Okay.
Like, enough about me. I think you started, well, you didn't start Rose City Track Club, but you preside over Rose City Track Club now as a means to support your own marathon goals. And you rally the troops around yourself to help train. So
Exactly.
Explain a little bit about like the ethos of Rose City Track Club and what you guys are all about.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the community aspect because that's something that we've worked on a lot this year in particular. But Rose City Track Club was founded in 2017, not by me, but the idea being to start a club in town that provides a little bit more support than some other clubs that exist. So we do lift 2 days a week. We have a designated track day. We have a designated long run day. Shout out to North Lake Physical Therapy. We lift there twice a week. And our coach, Kelsey Quinn, is at the track with us every Wednesday. She's not here. She's got like a newborn baby, but you know what? Shout out Kelsey.
Shout out Kelsey.
We love you, Kelsey.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. So we do provide quite a bit of structure for our teammates, and those resources, you know, there are limits to the number of people that we can provide those resources to. So, but we really care about the community, and I think, you know, running, I didn't run in college, but running post-collegiately, we'll just say, like, in the adult world, I think one of the most important things about it is building community, feeling like you have a place to be. So I have a public health background too, and there's a lot of research about social capital and how connected you are with the people around you, and it is an independent predictor of overall health. And it really matters to feel like you're part of something. So this series of Friday runs where, you know, we invite everybody to come out and like run 4 miles, run 6 miles, get a cappuccino or a latte. I'm a latte gal.
That's cool.
Yeah. And just like hang out and be together, or these big fun long runs. We actually have one coming up on Saturday. If anybody wants to come, it's from Selwood Riverfront Park at 8 o'clock. Having those events that occur on a regular basis where everyone can come and like we have the capacity to provide the venue for people to come together and connect with each other is really important, and it's been huge. Like we have had so many people come join us, and I love it. There's a ton of people in this room who have come to those events, so thanks to all of you guys. And for those who haven't, come on out. We would love to have you.
It's a fun time. I like getting out there. You meet new people. You meet people in the running community in Portland, and I think that's big for us at Portland Track too, because we put on the Portland Track Festival and some other big meets and things like that. But all of those, it's for naught if it's not for the community, because we want to put on the best meets in the world. But if they're not serving the community and if there isn't a community around them that feels ownership of them and gets excited about them, then what's it all for? God.
For nothing.
Yeah, it's for nothing.
Yeah.
We love that there's this community building and that you're a big part of this community in Portland. It's very special to us.
That's why I love talking to you, Jeff, because you always have so many ideas about how to build on that and how to grow the community and make things that people care about. And it's really fun to watch Portland Track and Tracklandia grow too.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah. All
You're
right.
welcome.
But let's on the subject of the Portland Track Festival, let's talk a little bit about the Portland versus Seattle 3K last year too.
You're gonna go there?
And that whole debacle that we had, because initially, and this is our fault.
Sir.
This is it.
There are people in the room that don't want you to talk about this.
Well, I'm going to bring it up. Because
Okay.
it happened. But this is our fault, and the timing company in this event, for those of you at home who don't know.
So you're passing the buck.
No, it's our fault. I take full responsibility for this, and I'm sorry to the entire Portland community for this too, because I know there were watch parties happening in bars and restaurants all around the city.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and people were just distraught when they heard the news. But initially, we had this Portland versus Seattle 3K every year, and it's highly anticipated, and people care a lot about this race.
I care.
Runners come from Seattle, and we invite them in to compete against our top runners in Portland here, and we score it cross-country style. And we missed a runner who was obscured by his teammate in this race, so we didn't score him, and we initially gave the victory to Portland. And then...
Which feels correct.
It does. It feels right. But upon further review, we realized that Seattle had won. Oh, no. Yeah. So we had to rescind this victory and then give it to Seattle, which was rightfully earned, and they have it now. But how did that make you feel, Lauren? And how do you expect to exact revenge on them this coming year?
You know what, Jeff? All I'm going to say is wait till 2023.
All right.
That was my second 3K ever. The first one being the time trial for team selection. And work travel leading up to a race is not always the best. So I will be improving next year. And I know that Team Portland is going to be bringing their A++ game. And plus, I just told you we now got Allie Scheich. She's gonna run.
Yeah.
I haven't confirmed this with Allie, so maybe she can chime in here, but I think we can get her. We got a lot of fast humans here, and you know what? Now we have the fire, because we are the rightful owners of the axe.
This is what takes rivalries to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
These kinds of things.
I heard Sinclair talking about that world record, and Seattle, we want you to come down, and we want to beat you.
That's right. We're going to take back the Axe 2023. Perfect. Okay. Well, Lauren, before we let you go and before we bring up Emily, what's next for Rose City Track Club here? What's next on the calendar?
What's next for Rose City Track Club? Immediately tomorrow morning we got Foodie Friday, so if anybody wants to come out and run 4 or 6 miles, please do. But I think, the year 2023, we just want to continue to grow in our efforts to connect with the community and support the greater Portland community. We have been, adding members, and everybody's super excited and engaged, and I'm just pumped to see everyone improve and go after their goals. We've got a lot of folks running the Houston Marathon or half marathon in January, so that'll be a fun one to watch. Yeah, I mean, also Ryan Yambra got a GoPro, so we have a lot of real content right now. If you're into that.
Yeah, is there something? Wait, at Rose
At
City?
Rose City Track on Instagram. That is
Okay.
going to be.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's your best bet.
We would have put it up on the chalkboard if we had chalk.
We have no chalk, but that's probably for the best.
Fantastic. Well, Lauren, you're an amazing partner, and Rose City Track Club is a great institution in the city. We're happy that they're here, and we're happy that you do all the work that you do. So thank you very much, and to 2023.
To 2023, to taking back the axe.
Cheers.
Woo! Thanks so much, Jeff.
Don't drop that mic. Much love for Lauren out there. Okay, now we're going to move on to our next guest. It's Emily Menges, the defender for the Portland Thorns. Emily, two-time NWSL champion and a good friend of mine, too.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, you got to talk into the mic.
Yes, indeed. Good friends.
First off, congrats on the big win.
Thank you.
National
Yeah.
champions.
Very exciting. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm drinking Santa's sauce.
That's
It's
right.
embarrassing to order at the bar, but it tastes very good.
Yeah. So, most recently, well, you have an injury currently.
Yes.
Your foot is you got the fasciitis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
Not a good one. So, how did your role on the team change in this drive to the title?
Oh my God, we're
here?
getting very right into
Yeah.
it.
We're gonna come down off of this. We're gonna ride the
Okay.
waves a little bit.
Yes, I tore my plantar fascia this year. It was not fun. But yeah, so this is my 9th season on the team, as you know. I've known you for 8 of them, I think.
Yeah.
8 of them, yeah.
That's right.
You haven't come to that many games, but it's okay.
I do. We love going to games.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't go to a ton, but when I get free
When you
tickets, I
can,
go to
yeah.
games. Yeah.
Well,
They're hard to get.
they're hard to get, but I have 4 free ones every game. And let's move on.
Okay.
So for 9 of the years, I have been a consistent starter for 8 of them, and so this year was very different for me. I think I had to move into a role of supporting my teammates in a different way and kind of understanding my value on the team when I'm not on the field, which is very hard and was new for me as well. But I got there. I ended up connecting with a lot of my teammates, the non-travel players, some of the other injured players I wouldn't normally have connected with, so that was very fun for me. Yeah.
I mean, you're a super supportive person, very community-oriented, and a good friend. So, we've like you said, we've known each other for 8 years, I think. Wait, we said 2015?
2015.
Yeah, we met in an interesting way. We were talking about this earlier. I was invited to your birthday party in Washington Park
Yeah.
with the Thorns team. Our friend Casey and I, we played Slap Cup in Washington Park.
Yeah, it was a surprise party.
Yeah.
I was so surprised. I didn't know who you were.
No,
but
yeah.
you were there. So was Casey.
Yeah, but we played Slap Cup, and then we went to Silver Dollar, as you do after that.
Yeah,
in-
12 hours later,
Yeah.
we went to Silver Dollar.
That's right. It was a long day, and the Thorns you can put them back. I learned that.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah.
Yeah, my role on the team in that aspect has also changed a little bit, I will say.
Okay.
That was, I think we said my 23rd birthday.
Early
I'm now,
on.
Yes, I'm now 30. Yeah.
You're drinking Santa sauce
I'm
now.
drinking
Just
Santa
one can
sauce
at a time.
now. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, from there, let's dig in here a little bit. You were an early adopter of Tracklandia as well. You came
Yeah.
to all of our early shows, I think.
Yeah, yours.
Yeah.
Early on.
Yeah. So we had shows back at Downstream.
Yeah.
Where Andy and I had this big screen behind us, and we'd put cool things up there. But yeah, you came to all the shows.
Some weird graphics.
Some weird
Yeah.
stuff and
There
then
was free beer, and we went to the bar next door after.
yeah, yours, the dive bar, and
It was
you,
a Thursday night, something to do on a Thursday.
that's right,
was
just
great.
like tonight.
Yeah.
What about Tracklandia kind of brought you in, and what did you learn about the running community from the show?
Oh man, good question. So I ran track, as you know. I
Georgetown.
hated it. Yeah.
Come on.
I really did not like it at all. I do though. I don't know how long a 3K is, but if I am available, I'd be willing to try it out with you guys next year.
Oh, really? You jump in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could
Well,
beat Seattle.
for those who don't know, you were a 2:05 800-meter runner.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. At Georgetown.
Yes.
Quit
real early on.
Oh, you
but,
did?
Yeah, I ran winter track. I played soccer, and then I ran winter track and spring track. But I wasn't allowed to play soccer that whole time, which I didn't understand going into the whole thing. I really didn't ask many questions when I was being recruited. And so then I quit track, and I stuck to soccer. But, yeah. So anyway, my point being, I have been in the track worlds before. I ran track all through freshman year of college. So I have an appreciation for the sport, even if I don't like racing myself.
What do you not like about racing?
I throw up. I hate it. It's like
that's the 800. That's Maybe
yeah.
you jump into the but you're willing to jump into the 3K. You said.
Yes, I'm willing to jump into
7.5 laps.
Yeah. How quick are we talking though?
I mean, pretty fast. Like point scoring.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking at what 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's quicker than I can do.
Yeah. Well, there's time to train.
Okay. Well,
Start
I
hitting
went
it.
for my first run yesterday in like 6 months. So, but okay. Anyway, to answer your question, what I learned about track is that it is way more of a community than an individual sport. And so the way I ran track was way more individual. My first taste of like the community team aspect was at Georgetown, but people were still like watching their own back more than kind of the whole team thing. So listening to Lauren and watching you over all the years, I have gained an appreciation for like the team aspect of it. Especially, I think we were talking at one point, and I don't know how much you talk about it on the show, but like if you could get fans interested in like a team of track and you get your favorite runners and it's this team versus that team and that's how you gain a big following. Like that idea was very cool to me.
I think, yeah, and that's a little bit of what I wanted to talk to you about here too. Being on a team yourself and representing a city, what is that like? Do you see yourself as a representative of Portland, or do you feel that? Because Portland is unique in its fandom. It's soccer city, and you guys get. What, 20,000 people in the stands a lot of the time?
Yeah,
compared
on
to,
a good day,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
15.
Yeah,
15
yeah,
is still
yes,
good.
yes.
Compared to like not that many
Right.
in other cities around the country.
Yes.
So how do you feel as somebody stepping on the pitch, representing Portland, and what does that do for you?
What does it do for me?
What does that do for you?
Yeah, I do feel to an extent that I'm representing the city, which is a very cool feeling. Yeah, sometimes I'm shocked, honestly, how many people come out and watch us play. But I think when Lauren was talking about, like, people want to feel like they belong to something, and people want a place to come, and people want to feel like they belong and they're rooting for something, and I do feel that at our games. And so it's no secret, I don't know how many people here know, but like we've gone through it at my club the last 2 years. We have a lot of scandal, and we've actually gotten the opportunity, the players, to sit down with a lot of the fans and the Riveters, who are like our version of the Timbers Army, and kind of ask them like, where are you guys at? Why do you come to games? What do you need from us? And some of them described it as like a church-like experience and just like a place where they could feel safe, and they have a platform, but it's more of the community aspect. And so that to me is very cool. And so we on my team kind of think of the Riveters and the rest of the fans as well, but mostly that fan supporter group. They're not fans, they hate that. They're supporters. They, as like a pillar of our club as well, because of how important they are. And so, yeah, I mean, that didn't answer your question at all about representing the city. But it's bigger than the team, and it's bigger than, we're not separate from the supporters, we're not separate from the city or the club, the Timbers, anything. We are, I think, branch out more than just the 26 players on the roster.
But I think that's a phenomenon that track does not experience a lot of, and something that we would like to grow more in the sport and in this city. That the wins that you guys achieve on the pitch. On the pitch, see? Yeah, on the pitch, are shared amongst the fans. So fans, or supporters, sorry. But yeah, supporters feel ownership of those wins.
Yeah.
And that's something that in track right now, there aren't too many teams out there that fans, supporters, can feel ownership of the wins that athletes achieve on the track. So that's more of a community aspect, and I think it creates the potential for heroes to emerge. And,
Yes, for
and
sure.
then there's this kinship, and then people impart kind of values on the team that represent the city in general and stuff, and then you're out there, and there's all this weight on your shoulders, and you're like, you're supposed to be this kind of person, and all that stuff, and then how does that feel?
How does that feel? How weighed down do you feel? No, it's funny you say it that way because, like, in that order, I mean, because I think it might go the opposite direction. I think, like, you have personalities, and then you get the supporters from that, maybe, instead of the opposite being true, like you like someone because of how they're playing soccer. This is not to, like, diminish the soccer brains of the supporters, but I think they latch onto someone's social media or the work they're doing outside of soccer, what their interests are outside of soccer, and then when they come to games, they like that player that much more. As a center back, I am not, like, the fan favorite because I don't score. I have not scored a single goal in my professional career. So I'm not a person who the fans are like, oh, hell yeah, Emily. But I do think that because I have certain interests outside of soccer, people latch on to my personality, and then they like me more as a soccer player. So that way, instead of the way you explained it.
Okay. That's great.
Just nodding along.
Perfect. We're getting a lot of clapping out there, too. Thank you.
It's pity claps. It's good.
I appreciate when people come up here and set the record straight, too.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for doing that.
That's just a theory, though. I have no idea how to gain, like, supporters for track.
No, well, I think that's what we try and dig into also. We would love to have, I think it would be great to have a team or athletes that represent a city and compete against other cities, like Seattle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think being able to share ownership of that, but having an event like Portland Track Festival, a big track meet in the city too that people can rally around and say, like, yeah, that's mine. Like,
but I think you're building that, though. I think that's what's cool about Tracklandia is you're building a community within Tracklandia, but the runners in Portland know you exist, obviously, and so they feel your presence, and so I think that is already starting to happen. So good job.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Of course.
Track City, USA.
Hell yeah.
And Portland's a unique place too, and I feel like it's a very creative place, and people adopt outsiders and fringe interests a lot more too. Soccer is definitely not a fringe thing. It is in the U.S.
And it was like 10 years ago. It was for sure
Right.
like the hipster thing to watch soccer.
So, yeah, and how did, well, I mean, that says it right there, how Portland adopted it,
exactly,
I guess. Because it's a hipster thing. But how have you seen Soccer City grow in your time here?
I think what's been the coolest is that it's grown for sure, but the sustainability has been awesome. So we see teams, so for example, this year, an LA team joined. And they've got like Natalie Portman doing the coin toss, and like they've got it's like a party at those games. And it is not, at least from my perspective, I traveled and I didn't play that game, and so I was able to kind of like observe the entire event. They would pan to people in the crowd and they're chugging their beers. Like it's a party. They get tons of fans, but I do not think that is a sustainable entity that they have created.
Yeah, Natalie Portman is not going to come to every
Natalie Portman
one.
is not going to come to every game every year. So I think what's cool about Portland is we've grown, but we have been consistent for 10 years now. It's the 10th year in the league. That's why I keep saying 10. But it will be interesting to see what happens to teams like LA who have just started. They get this awesome fan, and you have to hope, because for the health of the league, that they continue getting these fans. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
Do you think good rivalries help that?
Yes. Yeah.
So you need to like call them out and say, "Hey, LA is just a flash in the pan. You guys aren't gonna show up."
LA shit. Yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah, we get more fans. Yeah. Yeah.
What's it like playing in front of all the fans here at Providence Park versus going to other places?
It's amazing. It's like kind of what I just said. It's when you go other places. It's not universally true, but like, so if you go to a place like LA, they're not there to watch the soccer game. They're there because it is an event, which is cool in and of itself. Like if you are going to a sporting event, I don't go to baseball games to watch baseball. So there's a place for it, clearly.
What do you do there?
I eat hot dogs
Yeah.
drink beer. But in Portland, it is special. Like the soccer IQ of our supporters is way higher. And this is a theory as well. I'm kind of like talking out of my ass. But I believe, because I've had conversations with many of them, that they understand the game. They have an appreciation for the game more than fans other places.
I see that. Yeah, people are very passionate here.
Yeah, and they have opinions about starting lineups. And that, like, I mean, as annoying as that is, it's amazing. Like, they know the game, and they know the players, and they know the league. And so yeah, that's what's sustainable.
But that's what passion drives too.
Yeah.
It drives more like, oh, I'm interested in that, and I want to learn more about that, and how these things work, and how this person is good, and why this system works, and
Yeah.
so yeah, to be able to have that loving attachment to it really pushes that. And
Yeah, it's great. We have it.
I mean, I have that with Michigan football too. So
I know.
I'm
I've been to your garage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to why people love you so much. You have creative interests, and you do a lot of creative things too, and one of them is Bel Esprit. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, subtle plug.
Yep, right there.
I am a walking billboard for myself.
It's a newspaper that you started.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit about that. How did this start, and why?
Yeah, so it started with a thing called Writers Guild.
I've been to a couple.
You have been to. Our friend Casey has been to a couple of them.
No writing has ever happened.
No writing
at
has
those
ever
things.
once happened. But we talk a lot, and that's also important for creative process. Or so we
Talking
tell
is like
people.
writing without a pencil.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Exactly. And that's what I say.
Yeah.
So anyway, it started with this like small community of writers or creative people with absolutely zero platform or direction or anything, deadlines at all. And so the point was to create a platform and build a community out of people who, amateur writers who would never otherwise, or probably would never otherwise, seek to get their work published. And yeah, it has grown into a physical newspaper that I deliver every month.
Yeah, and it's very
It really
good
took
too.
on a life of its own.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good excerpts in there about
Yeah.
current events and things that.
Yeah, I do the daily news, which is not daily because it comes out monthly. But I go back, like I call it snippets if you missed it. And so I do the daily news on Instagram. So if you look at my Instagram, you'll see the daily news.
Yeah.
But I wrote it for tomorrow already, so also that's not quite daily as well.
Well, good. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think we should be on the clock. Like,
No, exactly.
pushing
And if it's
content
still
all the
important,
time.
and it's still important tomorrow. If not,
Yeah, we do these things once a month. Like,
Exactly.
who are we trying to please here?
Exactly. So yeah, that, and then every month I have 2 featured writers. And so I'm finally at a place, this is very exciting for me, where I have a backlog of content. So I'm not like asking Casey for his poems every month, or asking, or writing my own stuff every month to try to fill the paper. I now have a bunch of random contributors who have found me through different, mediums, and send me their stuff, which
That's
is really
amazing.
cool. They trust me with that, so.
I've had, well, I think I might have pitched this to you in the past, but I've been lazy about getting on it. But I feel like a segment that I'd like to do is just restaurant reviews in Portland, where I
Yes.
go in anonymously and give my assessment on every detail of my experience.
It's not going to be anonymous anymore because this is live.
No,
But
it'll be anonymous.
But I will refrain from putting your name in the paper if you do
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'll come up with a good
What,
a
pen
good
name? Or?
yeah ghost writing name. No, pen name.
Yeah, whatever.
pen name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that. That would be great. I've
Okay.
gotten like one guy I have writing me. We call it. It's like indie book reviews, like books you've never heard of, and it's the oh my god, the columns like there are other fucking writers than James Pattinson and Dan Brown, so that's a nice
Who
one.
are
He
they?
writes, yeah, exactly. So he gives me some book reviews every month. I have some guy named Mike from Portland. I call my Bell Street lexicographer. He gives me a word of the month every month. So I've now contracted out a couple of projects. So I would love to have your restaurant reviews,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
post-COVID.
Right. Yeah, because we're getting back in now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. I mean, there's never a shortage of great restaurants in Portland.
Exactly.
And, I mean, just on the creative side, I feel like Portland cuisine offers a lot more than many other cities too.
It does. Yeah.
We got a restaurateur back there, foodie. Let's see what else we have here.
It's all right.
Community. Oh yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here pretty soon. But what is your favorite Rose City Riveters chant?
Oh.
What gets you fired up?
I like when they sing the one. I like when they do the Dodgy Keeper one at halftime because it means the second half starting, and it just like kind of messes with the keeper a little bit. But I like the Come On Nadine one, which is our old goalie coach. Instead of Come On Eileen, they sing it Come On Nadine, and they sang that one. That one's very good. I've tweeted a bunch of suggestions at them for chants, and they have taken not a single one of them.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Yeah.
They're slightly outdated now, but yeah. We used to have a girl on the team called McCall. Her name's McCall. And I did McCall Me Maybe. Like, that would be fun. They didn't like it, yeah. But they have great chants.
Well, I think
they're
people,
so loud.
Yeah, I think people like to come up with their own
I know.
stuff too. They're not-
It's not my lane.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Emily Menges told me to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
But those are good suggestions.
Thank you.
I think, well, we could use you because what I'd like to do with Portland Track Festival, we need to come up with our own traditions.
Yes,
and
you need traditions.
Have
That is
chants.
a great, yeah.
Like, that would be really cool. We need to come up with, like, a song. What I've always wanted is to have, like, a folk song that everybody in the stands sings at the end of the meet. Like because the soccer, or
Yeah,
like European
yeah.
games, there's always, like, this, like, really cheesy folk song that, like, the whole crowd sings and, like, hugs each other and cries and stuff.
That would be, I'm not even kidding. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be so fun.
Well, let's, like, go through the catalog a little bit. And
I would
figure
love to help
something out.
brainstorm. I don't have a musical bone in my body, but I will help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tifo. Tifo's great,
Tifos,
too.
yeah,
I
those
love
are great.
Tifo.
Yeah.
Tifo, for those of you who don't know at home, it's the big signage, the artwork that they unfurl from the top.
Yeah, and they
overhang.
have the little ones too. So
Oh, that's
they
all
have-
Tifo.
They're all Tifos. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we need some big
You
Tifo
need some of
too.
those, yeah.
We need to like make this a big Portland event and Portland infuse Portland culture in it.
Yeah.
I think we need to learn
if you
from
reached out to the Riveters too, they would let you use their warehouse.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting. This is a good.
Yes, this is a
connection
good
here.
partnership. I know you called Lauren a partner, and I was gonna get upset if you didn't call me a partner.
Well, I mean, we had to have this conversation first and feel each other out. I mean, we've known each other for 7 years, but yeah,
Okay.
we're partners.
We are partners.
Shake on
Oh, my hand's so sweaty.
it.
I
No,
was
you're not.
nervous.
Yeah, you're fine. So we need a song for PTF and
some
chants and all that,
tifos.
and we'll take all your suggestions for signage and everything.
Perfect. I'll tweet them at you.
Okay, good.
That's
Yeah,
generally
just
how I get them out.
yeah, and we'll distribute them for everybody to make
Perfect.
Tifo. Before we go,
Yes.
last thing, I want you to talk a little bit about I'm Not Done Yet,
Ah, yeah.
which is your charity that you
Yes.
started for your brother,
Yes.
and it's a great thing. And
Yeah.
we want to put the link in the description too,
Cool. Yeah.
and allow everybody to donate. So
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
My mom will be pumped.
yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah, so my brother passed away 5 years ago now. He was 19, and he was sick for 2 years leading up to it, he died of cancer. He kind of found that there was a lack of support for the age group, the adolescent young adult age group, for all sorts of areas. So he was in college, and he didn't have any of the support he needed in college, but then when he came home to do his treatment, he found that because he had a childhood cancer, he was getting treated in these pediatric rooms with like cartoon characters on the walls with like tattoo art. Like it just was not for his age group, and he didn't feel supported in that way. So the foundation is called I'm Not Done Yet, and it kind of reaches into a bunch of different areas where there's a lack of support for adolescent young adults, people who have gotten a little bit older and kind of matured out of the pediatric cancer sector. And so we focus on all different areas where we see fit, like just spaces in pediatric wings that an adolescent might want to sit in and do their homework with a little bit of peace and quiet, or anything from like a Big Brother program at a college. Fertility is a big one because a lot of childhood cancer patients don't realize that they will lose their fertility if they continue going through without freezing their sperm or eggs and stuff. So that's what the foundation does. It's pretty cool.
It's an amazing cause. Do you still have the T-shirts? Are they still available?
Yes, the website is, I hope, it's I'm Not Done Yet. .com,
We'll find it.
We're gonna put it in the notes. It could be I'm Not Done Yet Foundation, but I'm not sure. My mom will be horrified. But yeah, it's great, and the donations go to very applicable things. Any donation is great.
Yeah, a great cause, and I'm so proud of you for starting that too.
Thank you. Yeah,
I love that.
My whole family started. To be clear, I did not start it single-handedly. My mom does all the heavy lifting, but yes.
Yeah, your parents are great.
I'm a consultant. Yes.
Consultant.
I'm the ideas guy.
Nice. Yeah, that's me too, I guess.
Yeah.
Not for that particular thing, but
no. Well.
Yeah. We got a lot in common.
Yes. Execution below average.
Oh God, yeah, very tough.
Ideas. Yeah.
We'll just sit back and spout. Spout suggestions.
The Writers Guild.
Yeah, that's the Writers Guild to a T. Well, this has been a pleasure and a long time coming too from a Tracklandia early adopter. So appreciate you doing this.
Thanks for having me.
You're a big name in the city, and this is a huge get for us. So,
it's a huge get
our viewers are going way up after this, but thank you for that. And shall we close with the chant?
Okay.
Can you kick us off with a...
like the easiest one is like...
Sure.
PT. FC.
PT. FC. PT. FC. PT. FC. All right, that's good. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thank you to Rose State Track Club. Thank you to Culmination. Thank you, Emily Menges. We'll see you all next month.